Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2 of May-June 2019. Okay, so let's move on to question number 1. Here we have the table below shows the cost to visit a zoo. This is the price for an adult, the price for a child from age 5 to 16, and under 5 it is free. So part A, on 30th of April, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, so it means we have two adults because there's Mr. and Mrs. Ferruggio, which is two adults, and there are three kids. We have 12, 16, and 3. So for 3, it is actually free, which is 0, and those who will be 15.5. Okay, whatever. Let's move on to the question. What is the total cost for the family? Cost will be, the two adults will be 2 times 26 plus, we have two kids in this range, will be 2 times 15.50 plus 0 for this one because it is free. So we use our calculator for this. So we have 2 times 26 plus 2 times 15.5 plus 0, that will be $83. So the cost for the family will be $83 to visit the zoo on this date. Moving on to part B. In May, the cost for a child is not changed, but the cost for an adult is reduced by P% to 22 and 10. Find P. So we know that this is the new price, 22.10. So what is the reduction in price? So the price before was 26 minus 22.10. How much is that? So 26 minus 22.10, that will be 3.9 is the reduction. So what is the percentage reduction? So we know it is 3.9 divided by 26 times 100. That will be the percentage reduction. So let's do that. Divide by 26 times 100. It is 15. So the value of P is 15. So that is your answer for part B. So now moving on to part 2. In May, the Ferruggio family visit the zoo again. So they went back to the zoo. Calculate the percentage reduction in the total cost from April to May. So here you can see in April they paid $83. So we have 83 here. Now find the cost for May. So May we have the same people, which is 2 adults, 2 child, and 0. So only the cost for the adults change. So we will have 2 times new price is 22.10 plus 2 kids, which is 15.50 plus 1, which is 0. So let's find the cost. That will be what? So that is 2 times 210. So 2 times 210 plus 2 times 15.5. That will be 75.2. So the cost now is 75.2. So now the question is, what is the percentage reduction? So we have to find the difference. 83 minus 75.5 divided by initial amount times 100. So let's do that and see what we get. So 83 minus answer divided by 83 times 100. That will be 9.397, which is answer 3SF will be 9 point. That will be 40. That will be your answer for part 2. So now we have to do question part C. The Ferruggio family arrived at the zoo at 10:50 a.m. They stayed at the zoo until 4:25 p.m. So how long in hours and minutes did they spend at the zoo? So we know that 4:25 p.m. can also be written as 16:25, right? So we have to find the difference. So 16:25 minus 10:50. So 5, that will be 5, 6. 6 minus 5 is 1, that will be 3, that will be 5. So they spent 5 hours and 35 minutes at the zoo. Now part 2. The zoo holds daily shows about different animals. The show starts at 10 o'clock for giraffe, and we have so many shows down. So we know that they arrive at 10:50 and left at 4:25. That's the time for the Ferruggio family. So the question is, the Ferruggio family go to as many shows as they can during their visit. Every show lasts 35 minutes. How many minutes do they spend at these shows? So since they arrive at 10:50, they are going to miss the first show at 10 o'clock. So they're going to attend this one, which is 35 minutes. So 11:30 plus 35, that will be what time? It will be 12:05. So since this one starts at 12:30, so they're going to attend this one as well. So they will be here, 35 plus 35, that will be 1:05, which means they can still go to this one. So 35 again. And now it will be what time? That will be 14:15. And this one at 3 p.m. so they can still attend this one. And this one will be too late because they leave at 4:25. Okay, so it means that they were able to go to 4 shows. So 4 times 35 minutes, that will be 140. So your answer will be 140 minutes. And this is question number 1. This is question number 2. The table shows the average monthly temperatures in Tokyo and Sydney in 1 year. Part A, complete the diagram. The first 8 points has been plotted for you. So we have the first 8 points, we have to find the remaining. So this is X and this is Y. So X, 16, 23. That's fine. Where's that? So 5, 10, 16 will be here. 23. That's 25. So 21, 22, and 23 will be here. Okay, next point is 18, 18. So let's find where's 18. 18 will be about, so this is 16, 17, 18 will be here. 18 up as well. That's 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, next one will be 20, 12. So 20 is here, and where's 12 will be 11, and 12 will be here. And the last one will be 21, 8. 21, 8. 21 is here. 8 will be 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's the point that we have for this information on this graph. As you can see, that's the points we have here. Now part B, what type of correlation is shown in the diagram? So as you can see, as we increase the temperature here, the value is going down, which means it is a negative correlation. Okay, so now part C, draw a line of best fit. So you have to try your best to try to make as many points go on the line as possible. So for me it will be, if I draw here, I will have almost, yep, that will be my line of best fit. I think it's reasonable. So here we go. So you must try to have at least equal points on both sides. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and so you see almost same amount of points on both sides of the line. This will be my line of best fit. So now part D, the following year the average temperature in Sydney during May was 15 degrees. So Sydney is here, it was 15 degrees. By using your line of best fit, estimate the average temperature in Tokyo. So we have to draw a line to intersect the line of best fit to find the value in Tokyo. So let's do that. We'll use a different color here. So 15 going up. And if you draw this line over here, we'll have the value here. This is the value of 21. So your answer for part D will be 21 degrees for Tokyo. This is your question number 2. Question number 3. Represent this inequality -3 to 2 on the number line below. So -3, as you can see, here we don't have any equal sign. It means that it is not inclusive of 3. And 2, here we have equal sign, so we have to include 2 with shade the dot. And then we just have to join those two lines to form this inequality. Okay, so that's how we represent this on this line. That was part A. Part B. So we have to find the three inequalities which define the region, this region in the diagram. So as you can see, we have one line here, we have one line here, and one line here. So we have to find the equation of those lines. So what is the equation of this line? So we know, since it is a vertical line, it will be x equal to 4. So your first equation will be, it is on the left side of this line, so the first one will be x will be less equal to 4. And the next one, let's find the equation of this line, this one. So we have to find 2 points, so point 0, 0 and point 4, 2. So 0, 0 and 4, 2. What is the gradient? So we use the formula, which is y2 minus y1, which is 2, x1 minus x2, x2 minus x1, that will be 4, becomes half. So equation will be this equal to half, so 2y equal to x. So as you can see here, it needs to be below the line, so it will be 2y less equal to x. And the last one we need will be this line. It needs to be above this line. Since this is the x-axis, it is y equal to 0, so above will be y bigger than equal to 0. And that is the three equations you need to define this region on the graph. Now part C, solve this equation. So the first thing we do is to expand the brackets. So minus 12 less equal to 4m, minus 8 less than 10. So if you want to get rid of minus 8, you have to plus 8 everywhere. So minus 12 plus 8, that will be minus 4. So here the 8 will go away, and that will be 18. Now if you want to get rid of 4, you have to divide 4 everywhere. So minus 4 divided by 4 will be minus 1. And this will be m, and this will be 18 over 4. You can simplify, you get 9 over 2. And this can also be written as 4.5. So your answer will be minus 1 m less than 4.5. And this is your answer for part C. And that is question number 3. Question number 4, part A. ACD is a triangle. So we have ACD is a triangle, and we have angle ADC as 110. This is 110. So we have EB is parallel to DC. So these two lines are parallel to each other. So now part 1, find the angle X. Find this angle. So what you see here is that these two are the same. So it means that this angle is equal to this angle. Let's call it angle Y, right? So if you want to find the angle X, you can first find the angle Y and then do 180 minus Y to find X. So from this diagram, this line is parallel to this line, which means this angle here is the same as this angle here. So this is the same line and these two are parallel, so this angle will be equal to this one. So thus these two will be what? 180 minus 110, that will be 70. So these two will be 35 and 35, which means angle X will be 180 minus 35. That will be what? Let's use our calculator just to be sure. So 180 minus 35, that will be 145. Angle X will be 145. So you just have to explain the same way, giving your reasons. So every step. So first step is because we have AEB as isosceles. So we have angle this equal to angle this. So to find this angle, we know that this is parallel to this one. So if this is 110, this will also be 110. So from this, we know that this is 35, this is 35, and these two is 180. So this one will be 180 minus 35. So that's all you have to explain, but your answer will be 145 for angle X. So let's write this down here, 145 degrees. Moving on to part 2. Given that EB is 12, DC is 20, find ED. So where is EB? EB is 12. So EB is 12. this is 12. If this and this are the same, so this is also 12. And next thing is ED, we have DC as 20. So this is 20. Question is, find ED. ED is this length. So how do you find this length? You first have to find the big one minus the small one to find this one. Okay, so let's do this by similarity, because as you can see, this small triangle is in this big triangle, so they are similar to each other. Okay, so let's use the corresponding side. So we know this is 12, it is opposite of the angle y, so we know 12, and this one is 20, which is also opposite to angle y, so 12 divided by 20 equal to this angle here. This will be the angle, same angle, let's call it so opposite this angle will be the side 12, and what is this one? Opposite will be this 80. So let's first find the length of 80. So 80 will be what? Cross multiply, 80 will be 12 times 20 divided by 12, which is 20. So the length of 80 will be 20. So ED will be 20 minus 12, which is 8. So your answer here will be 8 centimeters for the length of ED. So you have to show your working in this section to earn your marks. So make sure that you write everything, and make sure that you mention you use using similarity to find the side. So that's one of the methods to do that. And this is question number 4, part A. Now let's move on to part B. Part B, we have this shape, which is, let's count the number of a side. It has one side, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 5 sides. It has 5 sides. So how do you find the sum of all the angles inside this shape? So we have to use a formula. The formula is number of sides minus 2 times 180. So 5 minus 2 times 180, that will be 540. So it means that this shape, all the angles inside, if you add everything up, it will be 540. So let's find the value of A. So if you add 3A plus A plus 110 plus 80 plus 130, you will get 540. That will be 4A plus, so let's do 110 plus 80 plus 130, that will be 320 equal to 540. So 4A equal to 540 minus 320. A will be 220 divided by 4, which is 55 degrees. So that is the value of A, 55. So now moving on to part C. P, Q, or S are vertices of a regular polygon. It means that they all have the same length inside. Regular means, that's what it means. M is the midpoint of PR, so we have PR, M is a midpoint. And this is 7. So if these two sides are the same, it means that this angle and this angle are the same. And this is right angle. Okay. So we have PQ as 14, we have QM as 7. Find how many sides does the polygon has. So if you want to find the sides of a polygon, you can first find the angles. What is the angle of the polygon? So let's first find this angle, let's call it X. So if I draw this shape big, I have P, Q, this is a right angle, and this is 7, this is 14, and this is angle X. Right. So I need to find the angle X. What can I use? I will have to use SOHCAHTOA. I know the hypotenuse is this 2, and I need to find the adjacent side, so I have to use cos. So cos of X is equal to 7 divided by 14, which is half. So x will be cos inverse of half. So let's find the answer. So cos inverse of 0.5, that will be 60 degrees, means that angle x is 60. So now you can see that if it is a regular polygon, every side are equal. If this is 60, this also will be 60. So the angle here will be 60 plus 60, that will be 120. So we have interior angle equal to 120. So how do you find the interior angle of a regular polygon? So you have to use a formula still. So we know that let number of sides equal to n. So now if you want to find the sum of all the angles inside of this polygon, you do n minus 2 times 180. That is the sum of all the angles. Now if you want to divide by n, you get the one angle, which is 120. So now you have to simplify. We have to cross multiply. We have n minus 2 times 180 is equal to 120n. Okay, cut 0 off. Divide by 6, we have 2. We have 3. Now we can expand. We have 3n minus 6 equal to 2n. So we bring this here, we bring this here. We have 3n minus 2 will be n equal to 6. N is number of sides, so number of sides is equal to 6. That will be your answer for part C. And this is question number 4. Question number 5, part A, expressed as a single fraction in its simplest form. So the first thing you see here is that we have a fraction and the base are different. So you have to do LCM. So what I like to do is I like to multiply those two together. So 4b times 6b. And then I do cross multiply. I have 3a times 6b minus 4b times a. So simplify, we have, let's take out b. b will be out. We have 18a. So that's 18, 3 times 6a minus 4a. Divide by 24b squared. So b has only 1. 18 minus 4, that will be 14a divided by 24b. Divided by 2, we have 7. Divided by 2, we have 12. So your answer will be 7a divided by 12b. That is part A. Now part B, you have b squared minus 9 times over 6 times 2 over b minus 3. So let's simplify this. So we know b squared minus 9 is equal to b squared minus 3 squared, which is b minus 3, b plus 3. If you replace this back in the fraction, we have, so back in the fraction, this will be over 6 times 2 over b minus 3. So as you can see, this and this are the same. We can cancel each other out. Divide by 2, we have 1, 3. So we will have b divided by 3 plus 3 divided by 3. And this will be your answer for part 2. Moving on to part B, solve this equation. So we will first need to expand. So 1 minus 5x minus 20. So we send x over here. We have 8x equal to minus 19, x equal to minus 19 divided by 8. And this will be your answer for this question, minus 19 divided by 8. And that's it for question number 5. Now moving on to 5 part C. So a rectangular card has dimension 2y by y plus 3. That is the dimension of this rectangle. So a square of side y is cut from the rectangle. So side is y, so it means this is y as well. The card remaining shown shaded in the diagram has area of 55. So this region here has area of 55. So the question asks you, form an equation in y and solve it to find the dimensions of the rectangular card. So we have to find this and this value. So how do you find? You have to use this information to find the value of y. So the card remaining, it has area of 55. So how do you find the area of the card remaining? So we have to take the big one minus the inside one. So big one is what? Area of rectangle is length times width. Length is 2y, width is y plus 3. And what is area of square? It is y times y. So area of square is y times y, which is y square. So if you want to find the area of this region, we have to take this one minus this one. So let's bring this here. We have, if you expand the first one, we have 2y square plus 6y minus this one will be y square equal to 55. So 2y square minus y square, that will be y square plus 6y equal to 55. You bring 55 on this side, we have minus 55 equal to 0. So you have to solve this, factorize. Y square is y times y, and 55 can be 1 times 55, or it can be 5 times 11. So we will choose 5, 11. So for us to get plus 6, we have to do plus 11 minus 5 to get plus 6. So the value of y will be 5, or it can be minus 11. But here the value of y is a side, it can only be positive. So the value of y will be this and not this. So we take this. So now we want to find the dimensions of the rectangle. Replace the value of y in this rectangle. So 2y is 2 times 5 will be 10, and this is 5 plus 3, that will be 8. So the card has dimension 10 by 8, and that is the last part of question number 5. Question number 6. So the diagram shows the positions of two boats. We have boat A and B drawn to scale of 1 to m. The actual distance between the two boats is 4 km. Question part 1. Find m, giving your answer correct to 1 SF. So let's measure the distance AB and see how much is that. We use our ruler, we go to A. So AB will be 5 centimeters. So which means the scale here is 5 centimeter equal to 4 km. But now if you want to simplify, we have to first change the units to make it the same. So we know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters, and we know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 1 kilometers is equal to 100,000 centimeters. So we have to replace this in this equation here. So one side we have 5 centimeter, and this side we have 4 km. So 4 km into centimeters, it will be 400,000 cm. So cut, divide by 5, we have 1. So what is 400,000 divided by 5? So 400,000 divided by 5, that will be 80,000. So this is your scale for this drawing. The value of m correct to 1 SF will be 80,000. Moving on to part B, measure the bearing of A from B. So what is the bearing of A from B? So let's try to push this line down, and this one as well, to have a better understanding. So we have to find the bearing of A from B, which is this angle. So how can we do this? We can actually first just measure this angle here, because this angle is equal to this. This is 180. We can find this angle by doing 180 plus this angle. So let's find out how much is this angle here. You have to use your protractor. So you go to this point, and the angle that I have here will be about 60, 50, 55, 56. I have 56 for this angle, which means this is also 56. So this big angle will be 56 plus 180. That will be 6 let's use our calculator, because we can, in this paper, we can use our calculator. That'll be 236. So your answer for part B will be 236 degrees. Now part C, a third board is positioned at point C. So we don't know where is C. C is on a bearing of 120 from A and on a bearing of 195 from B. So from A it is 120. So let's go to point A. It is 120. So if you measure its angle from A, so let's measure the angle 120. So 120 will be about this point. So let's draw a line so we can know about where it may be. From A, let's try and join this. So it will be on this line. So now we say that it is on a bearing of 195 from B. So this is B, this is 180, 195 will be about here. So 195 minus 180, that will be 15, but let's try and check. 15, so it means that the angle from here to here needs to be 15. Let's find out. So 15 will be about here. So let's join these two lines. So it will be at the point where they both intersect. So this is the point C. This is 195 and this is 120. Okay, so now we have this already. Part D, find by measurement the actual distance in kilometers from A to C. So let's find out. So if you measure A to C using your ruler, you have, it is 3.5. So for my ruler I have 3.5 centimeter. So here we see 5 centimeter is 4 kilometers. So let's use the scale. So we have 5 centimeter is 4 kilometers. How much is 3.5 centimeters? It will be 4 divided by 5 times 3.5. So 4 divided by 5 times 3.5, that will be 2.8. Your answer will be 2.8 km for part D of question number 6. So now let's move on to part E. The diagram shows the positions of boats A, B, and harbor H. So we have 3 points, A, B, and H. AB is 4 km, AH is 6 km, and angle ABH is 70 degrees. Calculate the angle AHB. AHB, it is this angle. How do you find this angle? So here we can use the sine rule. So sine rule says that we can use 6 over the angle of sine 70 is equal to 4 over sine, let's call this angle x, so sine x. So we have to use this formula to find the angle x. So what do we have? We try to cross multiply. We have sine x will be 4 times sine 70 divided by 6. So the angle x will be sine inverse of the answer we have here. Let's do that. So 4 times sine 70 divided by 6, and sine inverse, that will be 38.8 degrees. So your answer here will be 38.8 degrees for angle AHB. Now part 2, the boat travels at A, and the boat at A travels in a straight line to the harbor H. So from A it goes in a straight line to harbor H. The average speed of the boat is p km per hour. It takes 12 minutes and 20 seconds for the boat to travel from A to H. Find the value of p. So we know that the distance from A to H is 6 km. So 6 km is the distance from A to H. And the time it takes is 12 minutes and 20 seconds. So we have to first express this in terms of hour. So let's first find out how much of a minute is 20 seconds. So 20 seconds divided by 60, that will be fraction of 1/3, which means it will take him 12 minutes and 1/3 minute. So now if you divide this by 60, it will be in terms of hours. So let's do that. 12 1/3 divide by 60. That will be 37 over 180 hour. Okay, so now we can play with these numbers. It means that he traveled in this time. So in 37 over 180 hour, he traveled 6 km. So we have to find per hour, we have to find 1 hour. That will be 6 divided by this number times 1. So what do you get? So 6 divided by, that will be 29.1, or you can write 29.7 over 37. The value of P will be 29.2, correct to 3SF, kilometers per hour. That is your question, your answer for part 2, and that is question number 6. Question number 7. The table shows some values for y equal to 1 plus 2 over x, given correct to 2 decimal places, where appropriate. XY. Part A, complete the table. So very easy here. We just have to replace the value of x by 8 to find the value of y. So let's do that. Y is equal to 1 plus 2 divided by 8. That will be 1.25. Okay, part 1 done. Part 2, draw the graph of this for these points on this graph. Okay, so let's give ourselves a little space to draw the graph so we can see both the points and the graph. I guess let's go up a little better. Okay, here we go. So the first point we have is 0.5 and 5. 0.5 is here and 5 will be here. That's the first point. Second point is 1, 3. So 1 and 3 will be here. Next is 2, 2. 2, 2 is here. Next is 3, 1.67. So 3, 1.5, 1.6, 1.67 will be about here. 4 will be 1.5. It's here. 5 is 1.4. Will be here. 6 will be 1.33. 6 is 1.33. So 1, 2, 3 will be here. 7 is 1.29. Will be about here. And the last one is 8, 1.25. 8, 1.25 will be right here. So we have to join all these points by a line. So let's try your best to draw a proper line here. We'll try to use a different color. So let's connect these two. It needs to be a smooth curve connecting the points together. So this will join here and this will go here. Okay, almost perfect. Okay, and that's it for this curve. Make sure that your curve passes through all the points properly, and you will have your answer for part B. So now moving on to part C. We have the line crosses the graph, the line L crosses the graph Y at these 2 points. Find the equation of L. So you can see that at those 2 points we have x equal to 2. So 2, 2. This is the first point, and 5 will be 5, 1.4. So if you want to find the equation of L, you can call this x1, y1, x2, y2. So we find the gradient, which is y2, 1.4 minus 2 divided by 5 minus 2. That will be what? 1.4 minus 2 divided by 5 minus 2. That will be 0.2. So now the equation will be y minus 2 over x minus 2 equal to minus 0.2. So we cross multiply. Let's continue here. We have y minus 2 equal to minus 0.2x. So let's do 2 times minus 2. That will be plus 0.4. So y equal to minus 0.2x plus 2.4. So that is your equation of line for this part. Okay. Now part D, a line with gradient minus 1 over 3 crosses the graph of this at this and this. Draw a suitable line on your grid, find the value of k. So we have the first point is x equal to 1, which means at x equal to 1, y is this. So the first point is 1, 3. We have to find the other point where it crosses the graph. But we know the gradient is minus 1 over 3. We can find the equation of the line. So what is the equation of the line? We have to do y minus 3 over x minus 1 equal to minus 1 over 3. Cross multiply, we have 3y minus 9 equal to minus x plus 1. So 3y equal to minus x plus 10. So we have a first point which is 1, 3 on the graph. And what is the other point? Let's try. We can have, let's say if x equal to 3. X equal to 3. What is the value of y? Y will be, I will choose 4 actually. X equal to 4. Value of y will be 6. So 4 minus 4 plus 10 will be 6. Divided by 3 will be 2. Second point will be 4, 2. Okay, so let's find the coordinates on the graph of 1, 3 and 4, 2. So where's 1, 3? 1, 3 will be here, and 4, 2 will be here. So these 2 points, let's join them and see where the other point is. So here we go. Draw the line. You will see that the other point will be this point, where it cuts the curve again, will be the value of x equal to 6. So the value of k here will be 6, as seen on this graph. 6. And that is all for question number 7. Question number 8. The mass in grams of each of 75 oranges, so we have 75 oranges, is measured. The results are summarized in the table. So as you can see here, we have the 75 orange in total here, and the results are summarized for the mass. Question part 1. One of the oranges is chosen at random. Find the probability that it has a mass bigger than 200. So bigger than 200 will be this 2, which is 18 plus 5 will be 23. So 23 over 75, which is the total. So your first answer will be this one. Now part B. Calculate an estimate for the mean mass. So how do you find the mean mass? So when we have groups, we have to find the midpoints. So let's call the midpoints x. So what is the midpoint of this group? It will be 165. So how do I find this? I plus this 2, divide by 2. So same thing here. 175, 185, 195, 205, and 215. I need to find the value of fx. F is a frequency, and x. So this times this will be what? 165 times 4 will be 660. Times 10 will be 1750. 185 times 15, that will be 2775. 195 times 23, that will be 4485. 205 times 18, that will be 3690. 215 times 5 will be 1075. So we had to add everything up and divide by 75. So let's do that. 660 plus 1750 plus 2775 plus 4485 plus 3690 plus 10075. That will be 14435. So if you want to find the mean mass, you have to take this sum, which is 14435, divide by 75. So let's do that. Divide by 75, it will be 192.46. So now you can write to one decimal place. It will be 192.5 will be the grams for this. So now in part C, on the grid on the next page, draw a cumulative frequency diagram for the mass of the oranges. So if you want to draw this graph, you have to first find this. So what is the cumulative frequency of this graph? Cumulative frequency. So the first one is 4, and then we have to do 4 plus 10 is 14. Then we have 14 plus 15, which is 29. 29 plus 23, that will be 52. 52 plus 18 will be 70, and plus 5 will be 75. So this is the cumulative frequency for this group. So you have to take this as your x point and this as your y point. So x here and y will be here. Okay, so let's try to draw this graph on this next page. So let's give us some more distance so we can have a better look at the graph. So what is the first point? The first point is 170 and 4. That's the first point. Let's plot that graph. So 170 and the value 4 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 be here. Next one is 180, 14. So 180 and 14 will be here. Next one is 190 and 29. 190 and 29 will be here. And the next one is 252. So 252 will be here. And the next one is 210 will be 70. So 210 and 70 will be this line. And the last one will be 220, 75. So 220 will be 75, which is right here. So now you have to join the points as smooth as possible in by those lines. So let's try that. So this will come to here. So usually you can connect that if you want to, but that's okay, doesn't really matter. So just make sure that it has a shape like this for your curve. Make sure that it has a shape like this. So now part D, use a graph to find an estimate for the median. The median is the mid value, which is half times 75 for the mid value. So which will be, let's find out, half times 75 will be 37.5 element. Let's find that on the graph. So here we have 30, 35, 37 and a half will be here. So we can join those two, join the line to find the value. So I'll use a different color here so you can see the line. So this is the line, and find the value on the graph. It will be here. So what is this value? This is 191, 92, 93, 94. The graph will be shows to be 194 grams for this median value. Now part E, oranges with mass of more than t grams are labeled as class A. 20% of the oranges are labeled as class A. Use a graph to find the value of t. So it says that 20% of the oranges. So how much is 20%? 20%, and we have 75 oranges in total. How much is 20% of that? 20 divided by 100 times 75, that will be 15. It says 15 of the oranges are labeled as class A. Class A is anything more than t grams. So we have to use our graph to find t. It means that more than t, it needs to be heavy. So for us to get 15, which is the top mass of this oranges. So we have to do 75 is the max, is the heaviest one. 75 minus 15 is what? So let's do that. 75 minus 15, 60. So we have to draw a line at 60. So let's do that. So let's see where it cuts the graph. Okay, so the question shows that this group here, the group 60 to 75 is 15. So 15, this is the group class A, right? So for this group, let's find out what is the mass requirement. So if you cut this, if you draw your straight line, you should get about this value, which is 205. So for me, T, I have 205 grams. That's the value of T for us to be able to find the class A on this graph. For my graph at least, your graph will be a little bit different. It can be 204, 206, but that is fine. Now part F, oranges with a mass of 178 or less are used to make orange juice. So where is 178? Let's first label that. It will be here. Use your graph to find an estimate for the number of oranges that are used to make juice. So 178 is here. Let's find out what is the number of oranges. So it will be this point here. And let's cut the y-axis to find the number of oranges. Number is 12, which means the number here to here less are used to make oranges. So 12 minus 0 is 12. So your answer is 12 oranges are used to make orange juice. And that is the last part of your question F. That was question number 8. Question number 9. So here we have the diagram shows a triangular prism. As you can see, a prism. We have AC equal to 15, BC equal to 14, and ACB is 27 degrees. Calculate the side AB. So here we have to use cosine rule. So cos of this angle is equal to, let's call this side X, is equal to 15 square plus 14 square minus X square divided by 2 times 15 and 14. So we have to simplify to find the value of X. So first we can cross multiply. We have, so let's do 2 times 15 times 14. That will be 420. So 420 cos of 27 is equal to, what is 15 square plus 14 square? 15 square plus 14 square is 421 minus X square. If you bring this one over here and this over here, we have X square equal to 421 minus what is 420 times cos 27? So 420 times cos 27, that will be 374.223. So X square will be 421 minus this answer. We'll have 46.777. So X will be the square root of this. So square root of the answer will be 6.84 will be correct to 3SF. So your answer for part A, AB will be 6.84 correct to 3SF. Now part B, the length of the prism is P. The length is this. So you're saying this is P. And the volume of the prism is 1000. Find the value of P. So how do you find out the volume of a prism? So the first thing you need to do is to find the area of the cross section times the length to find the volume of the prism. So volume is equal to area of cross section, which is area of triangle times P. Okay, so let's replace this here. So 1000, so volume is 1000. What is volume? Volume is area of cross section, which is the triangle, times P to find 1 to become 1000. So what is the area of the triangle? So here we have to use the sine rule, which tells us that area triangle is equal to half sine the angle here, which will be 27, times the two sides, which is 14 times 15. So let's simplify. What do we have? Half times sine 27 times 14 times 15, that will be 47.669. Okay, so let's replace the value here. P will be equal to 1000 divided by 47.669. This will be what? So 1000 divided by answer, that will be 20.977. So correct to 3SF, it will be 21.0. So your answer for P will be 21.0 centimeter. That's the value of P. Now for part C, the prism is to be packed in a carton. The carton is a cuboid of size 15 times P. P we know it is 21, and height h. So what is the smallest possible value of h? So what does this mean? It means that we are to put this shape in a cuboid, and the cuboid has size 15. This is the cuboid size, has width p, and height has a height of h. So what is the value of h? So we need to find what is the smallest value of h that we can have. So if you were to put this in a box, this will be the smallest value of h that we can have, if that makes sense. So the box will be looking like this, right? So if you put this in a box, this will be a cuboid which will fit. So if you can see here, we were able to draw a box that actually fits this prism. Okay, as you can see here. Okay, so this is a box that we can use to fit this prism. So what is the value of h, the height that we can use to fit this prism? So as you can see, we know that this is the same width. This will be the P, which is 21. So find h. So as you can see, this one is 90 degrees. So we just have to shift this height here, shift this inside here, right, to find the length. So this is the height that we need to find. So this is 90 degrees, and we can use SOHCAHTOA to find this height. So SOHCAHTOA. So we know the hypotenuse. We need to find the opposite side. Have to use sine. So here we have sine of angle 27 is equal to the opposite side, which is h, we don't know, divided by 14. So the value of h will be, so let's write this down here again. So we have sine of 27 equal to h over 14. So value of h will be 14 times sine 27. So we have to use our calculator for that. 14 times sine 27, that will be 6.355. So your answer will be 6.36 centimeters for the smallest possible value of h you can have for this prism as shown in this diagram. Okay, and that was question number 9. Question number 10, part A, we have f equal to this vector, g equal to this vector. Part 1, find g minus 2f. So g is 1 minus 5 minus 2f, f is 4 minus 3. So if you expand, you will have minus 1 minus 5 minus, bring the 2 inside, we have 8 minus 6. That will be 1 minus 8 will be minus 7. Minus 5 minus 6, so minus 5 plus 6 will be 1. Your answer will be minus 7, 1. Part 2, Petra writes modulus of f is bigger than modulus of g. Show that Petra is wrong. So let's find one by one. What is this value? This will be square root of 4 square plus minus 3 square, that will be 25. And what is this value? This will be square root of 1 square plus minus 5 square, that will be 26. So obviously G is bigger than this, so Petra is wrong. Shown that Petra is wrong. Moving on to part B, we have OAB, our points on OA, our points with OA as A and OB as B. So OA is A, OB is B. Okay, now we have point P. P is a point on OA, so P is a point on OA such that OP is 1/3 of OA. So what is the value of OP? So we know OA is A, so OP is 1/3 of OA, which is A. So let's write this down. OP is 1/3 of A, which means PA is 2/3 of A. So now we have OQR lie on the straight line. OQR is on the straight line. Q is the midpoint of PB. Q is the midpoint of PB, so which means this side and this side are the same. Part 1, find PB in terms of A and B. So find this length in terms of A and B. PB is equal to PO OB. So PO plus OB. PO is minus 1/3A and OB is B. So your answer here will be minus 1/3A plus B. That is PB. Moving on to part B, part 2. Find OQ in terms of A and B. So what is OQ? So from the diagram we can see that OQ is actually OP plus PQ. So OQ is OP plus PQ. We know that PQ is half of PB. Value of PB is, we found that in the first part, as you can see here. The value of PB is this, which is 1/3A plus B. So PQ is half of PB. He will be, you can put half here, 1/3A plus B. So now if you want to take 3 out, you can do that. So it will be 1/6 minus A plus 3B. Okay, that is PQ. So OP, we know that already. So OP is 1/3A plus PQ will be 1/6 minus A plus 3B. So now you have to simplify this. So 1/3A minus 1/6A. That will become 1/6A plus half of B. So let's simplify that again. If I take 1/6 out again, we will have A plus 3B. So OQ is 1/6 A plus 3B. That is your answer for part 2. Moving on to part 3. We are given that the length QR is equal to twice OQ. Okay, so we had the line O QR. So OQR, the QR is twice OQ. So let's find what is the length of OR. OR is OQ plus QR. So we know OQ. OQ is here. Find the length of QR. QR is 2 times OQ. 2 times 1/6 A plus 3B. So this will be what? That will be 1/3 A plus 3B plus OQ. So let's add those two together. We have, so this is the same as 2/6 A of 3B. So the reason why I put 2 over 6 here, because on OQ it is still 1 over 6. So 1 over 6 a plus 3b plus 2 over 6 a plus 3b. So this is the same. So we factorize that. And the rest will become 1 over 6 plus 2 over 6. That will be a plus 3b. That will be 3 over 6, which is half. So value of OR is half of a plus 3b. So now we have to find the value of AR. What is AR? AR is equal to what? As you can see here, AR is equal to AO OR. The value of AO is minus A. OR we just find out. So AR is AO plus OR. AO is minus A plus half A plus 3B. So let's expand, see what we have. So minus half A plus, so it's plus half A and then 3 over 2B. So this will give me minus A plus half A. That will be minus half A plus 3 over 2B. So now again, if I take out half outside, we have half minus A plus 3B. That's the value of AR. So we have to show that AR is parallel to BP. What is the BP? Let's write down BP. Sorry, PB. PB is actually here, which is minus 1 over 3A plus B. So minus 1 over 3A plus B, which is the same as, let's take out this outside. If we take out 1 over 3 out, we will have minus A plus 3B. As you can see, this and this are the same. We can find the ratio. What is the ratio of? It will be 1 over 2 minus A plus 3B divided by 1 over 3 minus A plus 3B. So this will go away and this will go away. We'll have 1 over 2 divided by 1 over 3, which is 1 over 2 times 3 over 1, which is 3 over 2. So here we have AR divided by PB is 3 over 2. Cross multiply. We can keep this, we can bring this one here. We will have AR will be a multiple of PB. So this is how you show that AR is parallel to PB, by showing that it is a multiple of PB. So we have this, it is a multiple of this, and hence this is parallel to PB. That was question number 3. It is pretty long, but the main point is to do step by step to find the side required, and you have to do the ratio to find this answer here. So when you have this proves that AR is parallel to PB, and that is question number 10. Question number 11, we have f of x equal to 3 times x minus 2, g of x equal to this function. So find this, we have to replace the value of x by 2. So g of 2 will be 7 times 2 divided by 4 minus 1, which will be 14 divided by 4 minus 1, that is 7 over 2 minus 1, that will be 3.5 minus 1, which will be 2.5. Your answer will be 2.5 for part A. Part B, find the inverse function of g. So first thing, we let y equal to g of x, which is 7x over 4 minus 1. Then we multiply 4 everywhere to get rid of 4. It becomes 4y equal to 7x minus 4. So now we have to make x the subject of formula. So 7x equal to 4y plus 4, x equal to 4y plus 4 divided by 7. So your answer will be 4x plus 4 divided by 7 for the inverse of g of x. Part C, given that f of t equal to 6, find the value of t. So here we say, if we replace the value of x by t, we have 6. So what is the value of t? F of x is this function, so let's replace that in the function f of x. So we have x becomes t minus 2 equal to 6. So 3, let's bring this over here. We have t minus 2 becomes 6 divided by 3 will be 2. So t is 2 plus 2. It is 4. Part C, your answer is 4. Now the last part is f of this function equal to px plus q. Find the value of p and q. So we know that f of x equal to 3x minus 2. So now we have to replace this by this inside. So we have this minus 1, which means it will become 7x over 4 minus 1 minus 2 will be equal to px plus q. So let's look at this side first. We can simplify this. So minus 1 minus 2 is minus 3. So 7x over 4 is minus 3. Now we expand. What do we have? We have 21x over 4 minus 9 equal to px plus q. This is equal to this, and this equal to this, which means p is equal to 21 divided by 4 and q is equal to minus 9, and that is your answer for part D. So that was the last question of this paper. If you guys have any requests or questions, leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching.